Hello, and welcome back to Silver Studios presents Rolling in the Netherdeep. We're excited to bring you a brand new tale adventure in the world of Exandria. My name is Ron Murphy, Dungeon Master, and around the virtual table we have...
Hey everybody, this is Bill Roper, and I play Orgoth, Skullcrusher.
This is Jaiden, and I'm playing Laphus.
Hey everyone, this is Jaime, and I'm playing North.
Hi guys, I'm Mira and I'm playing Voka.
Hi, everyone! Oh, we got this, I think this is our final kind of wrapping up the big module, big adventure that we've been going for 2 years. We're almost at episode 100 now. Oh no, it's like,
Woo!
yeah.
98, let's go.
Yeah. Anything we need to talk about before we dive right in?
Oh my gosh, let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay.
Yeah!
Last time, okay, if everyone is ready, let's begin today's episode of Rolling in the Netherdeep, episode 98, Rewards and Remunerations. Last time, I said that wrong, and I'm embarrassed. Last time...
No, you are halfway there, Ron. You almost got it.
Okay, so remunerations is the way I want to say it, but it's remunerations.
Rewards and remunerations.
Yeah. Anyway.
You gotta think about it as money, not as number.
Last time, Orgoth was rescued and restored by High Curator Jamil of the Cobalt Soul, which led to an awkward meeting with him in question in a carriage. Kesney met the parents at the Cool Flame, taking Voka's little sister under her wing as she conducted her evening magic classes in the back room for the neighborhood children, and easily getting her away and out of the pub crawl situation. The pub crawl continued as Laphus showed Alexian the city from the deck of a skyship, amazing him. He's just really just stunned by the beauty of what has been built in his absence. And eventually, and thanks again to Laphus's brilliant thinking, you convinced an innkeeper to rent out the luxury suites off their top floor on Saord's dime, where you celebrated Orgoth's birthday. So, Orgoth, the last thing that happened was make a wish. And the cake is right in front of you.
Okay. Orgoth thinks to himself and what his wish is, and then he blows out the candle.
Okay. And that candle blows out, and everybody cheers, and they give you the knife to cut the first piece. The employees of the inn.
Oh, all right. Well, I'll take the knife. I am sending you right now in the hot moment what I wished for.
Okay.
In our Discord chat.
Is it Discord chat? Okay.
Just in case.
Actually, it's a wish.
It's a wish.
I want a pony.
Yeah, everybody's like, tell us what it is.
Right.
Tell us what it is.
If you say what it is, then it doesn't come true. So I have.
They're like, oh,
secret.
Yeah.
I want it to come true.
Make a history check.
Okay. History is a mystery. +3 now, though. 16.
You still feel like there's a hole there in your memory.
Okay.
This was more of a ritual than it was an actual wish. So.
All right.
The rivals, the party's starting to kind of wind up. There's 4 different large rooms up here. So most of the rivals are just going to crash here. It's just everybody's going to crash here. What do you want to do to wrap up the pub crawl?
We gotta do the thing with Orgoth, give him some swings or something for his birthday. You hold them by the ankles and by the arms and
Maggie goes, I can do that, and reaches down
Maggie.
just by the ankles and swings. Everybody's moving.
1, 2, 3.
He doesn't realize what's gonna happen. So he doesn't even try to get out of the way.
So lamps, like a tall lamp, crashing to the ground.
Right. And then when she starts and like people are counting and I realize what's happening, I just start yelling, 17, 17. I'm only 17.
17, and then it's kind of like, and 1 to grow on,
I want to grow on.
and kind of tosses you into the couch. Everybody's laughing. Actually, with enough strength, the couch actually goes foom and tips over. Dermot comes up and pats you and says, "Congratulations, Orgoth."
Thanks, Dermot. Hey, I'm really sorry for what happened. In the bowl of judgment, there was a lot that was happening, and the rudium, and I was pretty confused and mixed up, and I think that I thought there was things that were things that weren't things, and you ended up paying for that, and it's not right, and
We'll make it up.
I'm sorry.
Well, no, but I accept your apology, but you need not only to make amends to me, but make amends to yourself.
That is wise advice. I'm trying.
And may the light look after you in your 17th year.
And he nods his head and he very earnestly looks at Dermot and makes that personal connection and shakes his hand.
Yeah, he shakes his hand back. And then immediately Dermot just goes over to... He was actually trying to get past you to get to the cake, and then gets over to the cake and makes a big slice. And what do the rest of you do to wrap up the evening?
Absolutely nothing. She's just gonna go over to the bed that's furthest away from like the cuddle pile that happened earlier, and she's just going to sit up, like lay on the bed but sit up,
Mhm.
so her back's like against the wall.
Yep.
And she's just going to relax and take a meditative
Yeah.
rest.
Make a perception check for me.
Get me things out of here. Perception, just an 11.
Just an 11. You think that you kind of glance out the window, and suddenly there's a shadow that kind of goes across the moon, the light of both moons. And it's like quick and gone, but that's it. That's all you see.
All right. How is Rudius, by the way?
How is Rudius? Oh, the red moon. Rudius is, you look out and it's just small. It's kind of close
as a note, Ron, today,
yes.
because this is one of the reasons I've tracked our calendar. Rudius is full,
mm-hmm.
and Katha is waning crescent fading.
That's you so much.
The moon stakes for today.
Both moons are fairly close to one another. Even, it's Rudius is small compared to Katha, and even the brightness of the sliver of the silver moon kind of outshines the red right now, even if it's full. It just barely there. A cloud kind of passes over.
All right, that's fine. She's just gonna go relax on the bed.
Okay. Voka.
I think that at some point someone had like Voka's like in this like pile of people, and at some point someone handed them like a slice of cake, where she immediately like palmed it, shoved it in her mouth, and then just fell back, just snoring, just.
He's full of sugar.
Snork. Me, 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 me.
All the sugar.
Full of sugar and alcohol.
North.
We're on the penthouse, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think North is gonna take a moment for themselves, just like extricate themselves from the pile at some point.
Mm-hmm.
And just like they're very much a roof person. They're gonna head to the roof because they remember that this morning they almost frickin' died in a big fight and all that. So
Mm-hmm.
it's been a day and they need to wind down
Okay.
drunkenly because like I'm getting to the roof and they've had a lot of drinks. But if you hear a crash, it might be me. Bye.
The best way to avoid death is to go up top in an area that doesn't have any sort of
Railings.
like railings, and then look down at the city and hope to God you don't fall. And then you
Yeah.
fall, and then you're like, well, shouldn't have done that.
Just gonna go chill for
yeah.
a moment.
You pass, like you're heading out, because the way up is in the hallway, so you have to like actually leave the suite. And
I mean, there's always the window.
yeah, that's true.
They wouldn't have open windows though at the very top.
No. Unless you want to pry it open.
Let me make a
they
decision real
normally
quick.
Being someone who knows
I'm
tall
going
buildings,
to take
they
the
don't.
stairs.
Yeah.
Galsarian sees you leaving, unless you're being stealthy.
I'm not. I'm
Okay.
drunk as shit.
Okay. Night, North, he says.
Fuck off.
Don't get yourself killed up there.
I don't know. We'll see. Night's still young.
Don't fall and go splat.
I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna be back in like, if I'm not back in tomorrow morning, maybe send someone.
We'll just leave you up there. It's fine.
Cool.
You head upstairs. Then it's late and the city is quiet. You hear like the rumble of a carriage kind of go past every once in a while, but nothing really happens.
Stupid, but just that, it means that we're still fucking alive, and that's great.
And then a few hours later, the sun rises. It hits you first.
Oh, shit. I think North actually, like, did not go into trance, but actually fell asleep there. Like, actual frickin' sleep for the first time in how many years, we don't know.
Make a perception check.
Oh, shit. Wait, did I have my long rest?
You did.
I'm gonna click that first.
Okay.
Because I recover my last level of exhaustion.
Ooh, do we all get to do that?
Yeah.
Yes!
Okay,
God.
perception check. Let's go. Did it click? D&D Beyond? Hello?
D&D Beyond has been slow today, just to let you know. So if you need to roll real dice.
Okay, that's the one, but hold on. I need to do it at advantage, so that's one roll. Where's the other one at? Am I gonna have to break out the actual dice? I think I will. Hold on.
Yeah, at one point I clicked D&D Beyond, tried to go to the website, and it was like,
That's
couldn't find this website.
20.
20. You kind of look, and
Oh, there the second one came in.
you look, and you see some very slight impressions on the gravel that weren't there. Somebody was very stealthy and very careful, but left a couple of footprints behind anyway.
Yeah.
But as you're walking back to the door to get down, you see what looks to be a giant claw print that's at least 5 or 6 feet wide.
Was it there yesterday?
Were you up on the roof yesterday?
But-
Well, I
but
was
he-
at night.
Yeah, I was gonna say what they have noticed in their drunken stupor.
Hold on. They would have. That's a natural 17
it
for
was
like 23.
I'm gonna say it was so big you didn't realize what it was, but now in the light of day,
Okay, so it was already there.
it was already there.
Oh well. Could be related to anything or nothing. Since I'm the first one awake, guess I'm gonna be the one person to open the door.
What do you mean the first one awake? I've never really slept.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
open the door and just like find, I don't know, like a
Yeah.
menu or something. Just
Laphus,
like,
you
alright.
hear North coming back in. The sun is finally coming into the window.
Roll
Everybody's
it into
starting
a
to-
cone and just
uh,
go, wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey.
Well, actually, speaking of bacon, the staff has provided a breakfast, and actually they're in the hallway when you get to the door, and they just follow you into lots of
I'm gonna
grease.
grab two of the, like, you know, like the little covers that keep things warm
Mhm.
and just bang them together.
Maggie picks up
Kills me.
a couch. You know those like stiff couch cushions,
Oh no.
and just tosses it at you
Does it hit my armor class?
with a
I don't know.
natural 20. It does.
Rapier for both reroll. No.
That only happens if it's melee.
Oh, and it just like hits you and knocks you against the wall.
Ow!
No damage.
Yeah, that was a hard fucking throw.
Good morning, y'all.
Whenever North and them come in, though, Laphus is gonna be coming out of the shower room, and it's just like cleaning herself off.
You bang like the pots and pans together, and you hear like a shuffling from like a large pile of people, and it's Voka falling out of bed.
We have breakfast served for you at the behest of Saord himself. Please, the favored few, you are called to meeting.
Like now, or in a
This-
few hours after we've had the
Please
breakfast
come-
that was for us?
Come this morning at your convenience.
There we go.
Orgoth's gonna like get up and try to get to the food before Maggie, just because the selection, at least the quantity goes down considerably. And puts together 2 plates, one for him and one for Alexian for
Okay.
Alex, and we'll bring him a plate of food.
Okay.
Well, how's Grandpa doing this morning after?
He had like one of the rooms by himself, and he comes in. He's got a cane he got from somewhere, and walks in, looks at all of you, and says, "Good morning."
How's the headache? You got any?
Let me
Good.
actually roll that Constitution saving throw with a +9. That's a 25. Okay.
Oh my god, Grandpa's fresh as a rose in the morning.
He actually is doing some like old man stretches. Kind of like stretching his arms, like bending. Yeah, not really moving any part of his body except for his arms. He has the jewel pinned to his tunic out in the open for all to see.
Nice. Oh, here, you might want some
Oh,
breakfast.
thank you, Orgoth. And he eats it, and you notice he's eating, but he's like picking around things. He's not really just like diving in like everybody else seems to be. But
And I'm gonna plunk down next to him, and kind of while everybody's getting their food, I'm gonna say, hey, you, I don't know, you've been around. You were around for like a long time, right? Like
since
you were here, like hundreds of years ago, more.
I do not remember all of it, but yes, I was
Right. But I
there
mean
at the
before.
beginning of the calamity.
Yeah. Do you know anything about someone named Linktree? Did you ever meet anybody by that name or hear anything about them? Because apparently they were some woman who walked and was kind of thought of like pretty well, like heroically and things like that, and just trying to learn some more about that.
There was a woman who walked the lands during the calamity, helping out those in need, a drow woman in what is now known as the Kryn dynasty, named
they,
Elestrie.
And does that like sound more properly pronounced?
It
to
does,
Orgoth? So he
yes.
speaks.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I have not
Nice.
met her. I did not meet her personally at the time.
Was she like a goodie? Not a baddie? Was she like a good person?
She helped those in need. I suppose that would be considered good.
All right.
I have not heard any ill will towards her in my time traveling the lands.
That's good. That's good to know. I think there's some connection, I think, on my father's side
Oh,
to Elestrie, because he was a drow, and so
do you know how
Yeah,
old your
I think-
father was? Would he have?
no, I don't really know anything about him.
You've never
other
met your
than-
father?
No, he wasn't around. I was raised by my mama, and he left. But he left me a gift that was some armor that I don't have it on now, obviously, but it's the armor you saw me in when we were fighting. That's supposed to be, I think, in some way connected because it was a gift.
He nods. I wish I could help you more. It has been quite some time, and memories of those dark days, I'm trying to put it behind me. Thanks to you.
I understand that. I'm sorry if asking it brings up
It does not. It's
any
remembering the good people who fought the good fight is always a
Yeah.
pleasant experience.
Yeah, all my mama's ever been able to tell me, and only very recently, is that apparently he was a champion of Elistrie, but that when she asked him more, he only said it was a dark mystery, and so I'm trying to.
That may be she was known as the Dark Mystery when she traveled the
Oh,
lands.
that makes sense. Yeah, that lines up with what I read in this book that I got. But I figured, you were there, so maybe you would. I mean, I know not everybody who's like in the same place at the same time knows each other, but I figured it was worth asking. So, thank you. It's good to know that she helped people.
I hope that you can. This book of learning about her gives you some ideas about how to lead your life into the future. Perhaps going to the library will be one of the first stops on my new journey. Learning about what's.
Oh, there's a great one. You should talk with. There's this guy, Bookkeeper Kime, who runs this library, and he's got all kinds of books, like really, really good books.
He nods and says, I will go there and speak with this bookkeeper Kime, and I will learn the history of this world. I have much to catch up on. And he's just like picking at his food.
And Orgoth just like, he doesn't know how to end the conversation, so he just starts eating.
It's like kind of like, the party thing. You're like, and then you kind of stop talking and you're just eating. So,
Right.
yeah.
And you just go back to,
Yeah.
yeah, it's exactly what happens.
And like framing wise, like in the background, you see like Voka like pull himself from the ground. He like kicks. Do I have to roll a Constitution save or anything like that?
How much did you have to drink?
Many.
Make a Constitution saving throw.
I stopped keeping track.
That's your first sign. That was your first
Uh-huh.
mistake. Yeah.
Exactly. 17.
You have a hangover, but you're not sick.
And you see, like, how many people are awake in this room?
Probably Maggie devoured her stuff and went back to sleep. Um, there's probably about maybe like 5 or 6 people. You actually see a few people who you don't recognize that were probably downstairs. Like they just kind of like tagged on.
Hello? Who the fuck are you? This is a private party.
What, private party? We're just like
Fuck off!
What? What?
I said fuck off!
This goblin gets out of the pot. Okay, fine, fine.
After anyone who wouldn't recognize what Voka is, Voka's not even gonna bother to. It's not like anyone in this room doesn't know.
Mhm.
And you see him like go to his head and just kind of swipe down, and he reverts back to his satyr form.
Okay.
And he's going to hand groggily fistful a bunch of bacon, and he's gonna sit with like a mortar and pestle, and he like throws a couple of gems in there, and he chews.
Okay.
That's just pouring coffee for whoever asks.
Eventually, it's like the plates are empty, the trays are gone. You hear outside the cleaning crew kind of shuffling about, waiting for you to clear so they can clean the room. Kind of scared.
Yeah, I would have been already up and like leaving at this point.
Yeah. Where do you go?
Heading to Jamon like they wanted us to.
Gotta meet with where the fuck is like? Oh my god, she's already gone.
So it happens when you don't need to eat or anything.
Yeah, eating takes a lot of time, like out of your day. So,
Full 8 hours of sleep too. Laphus has got it wired.
the rest of you prepare for the trip to the palace, Cerulean Palace.
Yeah, I want to go back to our house and like clean up, and then get my armor and like, get everything back. You know, present myself in the best warriorly way possible.
Okay.
And I say like Voka ends up like next to North, and he's like shoving like this like green like leaf poultice into his mouth, and he grimaces as he swallows it, and he just blinks a couple times and says, so about today.
What about today?
You guys have something to do, yes?
We do, yeah.
I didn't know if you needed a company. I didn't know necessarily where I stood, if you wanted me to wait out.
I mean, you were there for the last big push, so I don't know why you wouldn't be there.
And he just does finger guns. Yeah, you know, you're correct. Yeah.
Like you keep putting yourself in this group as an outsider, but like you've done things with us, like things that matter. So it's a you thing at this point. You decide, bro. Are you in or are you not?
Yes, he scratches his arm. I did decide I was in the beginning. And he like rises and he like kind of like dusts off his coat. He says, I will wait by the door. And he just awkwardly shuffles off.
Voka, I kind of have to go through the same door anyway, so you know, like
I was waiting for the listen. I was waiting for the other. Listen. I'm not used to this whole belonging thing, and he just takes the door and
look. There's a thing. North is following. Look, there's a thing to it. Like stop talking about you guys and start saying us a little bit more. That works. That works. Like it takes a bit of time, but it works.
Fine. Yes. And just like down like this like hotel corridor, And like was like rolling. It's like you're saying like us, and he was like fine. Yes, us together.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're a bunch of stupid chuckle fucks. Let's go.
All the way down.
Except for Laphus. Laphus is very clever.
All the way downstairs, a carriage pulls up by the corner. It's like, where to, miss? To Laphus.
Let's just go to the what is it? The Crystal Chateau, or what is it called?
The Cerulean Palace is the
There we go.
ruling.
The Cerulean Palace.
Yes. And
just take me there.
okay. And she opens the door and lets you in, and carriage takes off with just her inside, and
We just get down the stairs and we see it leave.
yeah.
Yeah, you just see her like look back at you guys and just goes, bye.
Motherfucker.
Do that often.
Yeah.
Noted.
It's one of those things where she's like, well, let's just get this over with. We honestly don't need to be fancy or anything. It's probably not going to even be a big thing because Jamon was trying to keep this all under wraps.
Orgoth, you head off to the house. Voka in the north, where do you go directly after leaving the hotel? Where do you go?
There was a shower at the hotel, so I assume that North probably like washed up there. Didn't have to go all the way to the house.
Okay.
Or at the very least, like when they got up, they did a pit check. You know.
Just a quick little sniff.
Yeah, just a like armpit check. Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay, we're fine.
Voka, do you do anything, or do you go directly to the palace? Or do you follow like?
He's probably just gonna follow along with North. You see, like he sees like a hair out of place, and
Yeah,
almost grossly like forming wax. He just like puts it back into place. It makes that noise.
Voka, in the carriage to the, I'm assuming you're taking a carriage to the palace.
Yeah.
Voka, you get a message. Sorry to bother your morning ministrations. Last night I took your sister back home and made sure that she was tucked into bed with her favorite stuffed animals.
Voka, who's like hands and arms are now like splayed against the side of the carriage, screams, "I forgot about my sister!"
You want us to drop you off, or?
No, she's... Ah! And he just slams his head against the side of the carriage. I am so wildly irresponsible. God damn it.
North sitting there with their like travel mug of coffee, like, things happen, man.
My sister, oh god damn it.
I know. Look. Do you want to be dropped off? Do you want to go after we meet with Jamon, maybe?
I'll go after.
A second message. She was quite pleasant and caused no trouble at all. And you hear the accent on trouble kind of get like a push, like the trouble.
And Voka like shakes his head and he's like, I'm not necessarily in a place where I would like to I wish to face my problems at the moment. This may be a welcome respite despite the context of the meeting we are about to go to. However, my own regrets linger deep in my mind, so I will quietly ruminate on them in the corner of this carriage.
That's what we do when we get an existential dread. We just put on the facade and deal with it.
You say facade, he laughs and just smiles.
Laphus, your carriage pulls up to the front of the palace. There is a Hand of Ord member who recognizes you and sees you. And it's like, Miss Prismawing, follow me. Where are the rest of your compatriots?
She looks at him, looks behind her, and she just goes, I swear they were following me.
You wait for the rest of the Favoured Few. Let me take you to Jean and follow me.
Can we also assume that she actually brought Alexian with her?
Yes, yes.
Okay. She wouldn't have left him behind.
No, no. Um, he nods low to, like giving age a deference, like he's basically bowing low and honoring his age to him, and heading off upstairs. And you're taken upstairs to the palace. Orgoth, you get to home. How do you dress? How do you clean up, and what do you look like?
Orgoth strips down, goes into whatever watery facility we have. I don't know if there's actually a shower. We
don't have towels or anything.
Whatever. He'll like shake dry. When you just gotta get a little clean, and then he's trying to just dry off like a dog. And then he puts on his small clothes and the leather pants and the boots, and he gets, his undershirt, and puts the armor back on. Secures the spear, does his hand wraps, like basically like gears up as quickly as he can.
Okay.
And then we'll get to the Cerulean Palace.
Okay. Voka and North arrive next. You are Laphus, as you are brought upstairs, there's a waiting room, and you see at the end of the hallway Jamishaga talking with two younger, like burly men who look like her sons, and they kind of look over at you, just give you a glare, and then they go back down this other corridor. It looks, how like the meeting rooms was always like a back entrance. They're heading that direction, but the guard's leading you into the front, like opens these two wide wooden doors, ornate picture of a Savosa, the dragon, the protector of on the two doors. And this way, Miss Prismawing.
She carefully gets Alexian like to hold on to her arm as she follows carefully.
Okay. And Alexian holds on. He's kind of like, he looks like he's, even despite that 25 Constitution saving throw, he seems a little bit tired. He's leaning on you heavily.
He's never partied before in his life.
He didn't know what to expect. Voka and North, the hand of Ord, is like, more of the Favoured Few, please.
Yes.
Come with me. Your compatriot, Miss Prismawing, is already here.
Hurrying already, like he's talking.
This way. Yep.
Like, this bitch didn't even wait. What the fuck?
Orgoth, you head upstairs. You actually get to the palace. The carriage opens up. Make a perception roll for me. You're muted. I couldn't. Sorry, you were talking, but I couldn't hear anything.
Oh, can you hear me now?
I can. Yes.
Oh, I think I accidentally, like with my hand rolling the dice, hit the control to mute. Of course. Thanks, Zoom. So 18 plus perception, 624.
In the everyday crowd around, like, 'cause the streets are crowded, people are coming and going. There's a crowd down the street. You just see for a glimpse, just for an instant, you see a woman with a large hat, and then she's gone, like lost in the crowd again.
Okay. Just keeping tabs on me.
Okay. Yep.
That's fine. I'm definitely, like, my head's on a bit of a swivel now.
Okay.
Everywhere. Because I'm not interested in repeating that performance.
No.
Yeah.
Voka and North, you are brought to the meeting room. In to open the doors, these wide doors with a dragon embossed onto a very intricate artwork. And you see Laphus and Alexian there, sitting there. It's a large circle, like there's Jamon's throne that he normally sits at, like you saw in the courtroom, has been brought up here, and it's just empty. There is a row of chairs, kind of like in a circle.
Would have been nice to show, like, as a group to show cohesion, but okay, I guess that's how we roll this morning.
Laphus, it's been quiet once you were led in here. It's been quiet. Orgoth, you're brought upstairs, and you catch up with
Orgoth I runs up. He sees
Yeah.
everybody else. Oh, yeah. So I thought we were going back to never mind. He just sits down, realizing he's last.
Voka, I think you're muted. I can't hear you.
I am. Whoops. Voka's doing that thing when you're in like a meeting room and you're like crossing your thumbs over each other like you're nervously.
Mm-hmm. Like, yeah.
And he just like gives like a slight wave and more of like we're in a really big fancy hall and it's kind of unnerving.
Suddenly torches like they seem to be like magically hovering in the air on the outer edges of the room. The door opens behind you, and the headmasters of the Allegiance of the Crystal Chateau, the James Kyron,
Legions of Allsight?
Legion of Allsight from the Crystal Chateau, James Kyron and Grizz Alakritos show up. And with
we're
them,
getting a 2-for-1 meeting.
Yeah, and with them is High Curator Jamil with Question. And Question looks over at Orgoth and is like, kind of puts her hand up, nods, and everybody starts taking their seat. And Jimmy Shaga comes in and says, so she's holding this staff and she's wearing these really like official looking colorful robes. Tall, it's like standing tall. And she says, Protector of the Jewel of the Sands, Jamon Sawart. And Jamon glides in. He's just wearing a vest, open, like you can see his bare chest, loose linen pants, barefoot, sits down into the throne and says, "It is good to see you have returned to us safely, Favoured Few. North, Laphus, Orgoth, and Voka, I do believe, I've been told, is your name."
Yes, you know me more by my father.
Yes, who is your father?
God, I forgot his name. I need to have my notes open. I'm sorry.
It's Soreus.
Yes, Soreus Nildrith. He manages the water in the river district.
Ah, yes, a very fine gentleman. I have spoken to him on occasion. It is good to see all of you. Please, and please introduce this gentleman who is with you.
Lapis kind of looks around and just she sees like people who she feels like shouldn't really be there.
Mm-hmm.
And she just goes, a friend that I can let you know what's going on later. Away from, and she makes it very obvious that she's looking at everyone else, away from prying ears.
Do you have things that you must impart to me?
Yeah, I do.
And with a mere glance, looks at Jimmy Shaga, and Jimmy Shaga pounds, "Please clear the room, everyone except for the Favoured Few." And she kind of sneers at that. Please leave. We will call for you momentarily. Alexian starts to get up and is like,
No,
You stay. You stay.
um,
Just
and
like hands on both sides, on both shoulders.
I'd like
Just
for
pulling
all
it
of
down.
you to make an insight check
On who?
on any one person that you want to insight as they're leaving. You tell me who. North.
I'm not making any insight check. I'm just like waving
Enjoying-
a little bit.
Okay.
Just like, especially at James Chiron because he's gonna be pissed that he has to leave.
Okay, Voka.
Just on the general crowd, I got a 16.
16. Confusion, like what's the secret? Or curiosity in general. Orgoth.
I was doing James Chiron. I rolled a 13 because I'm interested.
Laphus, who did you get? I wanted to. Who did go
You
for?
said insight?
Insight on a specific person or the general vibe.
I'm not really insight. She was just staring at Gimme Shaga the whole time.
Make
with
an
the 14.
intimidation. Make an intimidation, and you can re-roll that if you want,
Intimidation.
or whatever you like. So
Oh shit. Intimidation. That's gonna be a 27.
okay. She narrows her eyes.
Laphus just gives her a little wink.
Okay, and follows. James Chiron is mad. He has some anger. Yeah. And the door is shut. And Jim Sugar comes back and stands next to Jamon, and Jamon leans over and says, "You too." And upset, she leaves through the back way. She goes to the back room where Jamon came through, and leaving just the four of you and Lixian.
Can I just have a quick look, like, around at the meeting room? Like, sometimes there's some places, like, with, like, these mirrors that some people can listen through, actually, and things like that.
Make an Arcana check.
Arcana.
You do not see any mirrors. You do not see any...
That would be a 19.
19. You don't sense any unusual activity in the room, magical. In fact, it seems kind of muted. Laphus, you picked us up automatically. Like, it seems to be a safe space.
No, nothing could get out of this room.
Correct, yeah.
Good.
And she kind of does like a pretend clearing her voice. Just goes up, and she goes,
Alexian hands you a tissue.
where does this even come from? No. And
Stole it from the inn.
It has a little logo.
oh
on
my
the
god,
corner.
he took like the box of tissues. But she goes, Jamon, this is Alexian. He is the one who was basically trapped in the Netherdeep and was the source of the rudium itself.
Jamon kind of looks. Alexian leans forward, leans on the staff, pulls himself upright out of the chair, and then he attempts to bow in front of Jamon. And Jamon says, there is no need for that. Not at all. Alexian says, I do not know your history or who you are. But if you know my history, the history of the land, the history of Exandria, you would know that I was once known as the Apotheon, the thrice blessed soldier of the gods. And Jamon recognizes that name. How is this possible? You should be. I heard you were destroyed in the battle with Grumsh. And yet I am here, he says. And Alexian goes to recount the battle. How he has fought his entire life. He leaves out the part about being cursed by the Red Moon. But how Sehanine and Avandra and Corellon have blessed him and empowered him to fight in their name against the demons and devils and gods that walk the land during the time of the calamity. And he tells the story about how he stood up to Grumsh and blocked the final blow that laid waste to Marquette. Wiping out Grumsh and them, wiping out Grumsh with the force of the blow, the energy laying him low. And finally, Alexian falls silent and says, I do not, it is very cloudy after that. I know that I was trapped, and I was trapped beneath the surface in a place called the Netherdeep, and that my body was entombed. And this rudium that I've been told about was part of that, my blood, and that I was awakened once someone took the rudium from the caves, from the planar rift, and how that hurt so much. I called out in pain, called out in anguish. And then these four came along. These four found the pieces of the jewel, and he points to the jewel on his chest. They found the 3 shrines. And they came to me. And instead of destroying me and destroying the mess that I had created, they saved me. And Jamon is just leaning back, kind of like his hand on his chin, long fingers, listening. And Jamon looks at each of you and says, some adventurers, instead of going down to like a quick hit to, adventurers who normally would destroy everything in their path to get to their goal, but the 4 of you saved someone. How blessed is that? Tell me, what do you think of this person that you saved? I have only you to vouch for his. Have you
he can drink like a champ.
Have you unleashed is he a god walking amongst us now? Or is he just a man?
I don't think I'm qualified to make this distinction.
I personally just think he's a man now, just a normal human. She looks over at him, not sure.
He's human.
Yeah.
My body bears the scars from many, many years of battle. I am human. And
Like, okay.
I think he's someone who, through fate and consequence, was thrust into a role that maybe he didn't want, but was committed to. And everything that I have come to learn about Elixion, and that we came to learn about him in our time in the Netherdeep, shows that he was misunderstood and labeled as a child, and this colored who he became. But at the heart of all of it, he is a good person, and I do not think he is a god.
I think that his actions as a Bothian speak for themselves. They're not a tale of destruction. They're a love letter to the land he very much comes from, the same as us.
Elixion says, when I was trapped, I raged and cursed the gods at my situation.
I'm sorry, Elixion, who wouldn't rage in your position? Even the most sane of men would go insane in the situation you were in.
I mean to make amends. I mean to learn about the world that has changed. Jamon nods. The four of you see the jewel kind of glowing slightly as he's talking. Jamon stands up. Please rise. And he kind of like he stands up.
Like all of
Yeah,
us?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like the awkward shuffling of sheets of seats, like against like a stone floor. Just...
Yeah. He comes over to you, North. And in his hand, he has a jewel with the symbol of sword around at the end of the chain. He holds it up like he's going to put it over your neck.
I can't accept this.
You must. North Star Maedrick, shifting blade of seasons, I name you. And he puts it over your neck.
Oh, that's pompous as heck. I love it.
Steps next to Laphus. Do you accept?
She does like the hold on 1 second, reaches into her bag, takes out ashes, and puts ashes in front of her.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes,
he smiles.
yeah, I accept.
An extension of you. Puts it on ashes, the jewel, the symbol of sword. Lapis Prismawing, mystic weaver of stars and night, I name you.
Not bad.
Steps over to Orgoth. Holds out the jewel to you.
How tall is?
He's about 7, like he's almost fey. He is like about 6-7 feet tall, right, North? Right, okay. Jaime? Like he's tall.
They're very tall, but they're very thin.
Yeah,
yeah. I think they're like pretty close to like around 7-ish or so.
Yeah,
okay.
he's
like
tall.
just like
they're
to
tall.
make it like a weird fuck ass number. Say like 6'8 3/4.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so he's actually a little taller than me. I don't have to like kneel down or anything. Okay,
right.
good.
Correct. Yeah.
But
they hold up the jewel.
Right. I'll bow my head a little.
And he puts it on you. He says, Orgoth Skullcrusher, flying fist of sands and hope, I name you. And goes over to Voka.
Who kind of takes like a mild step back, like
He puts out a hand and puts it on your. They put up on your shoulder. Do not shirk. You were part of this as much as they were.
North giving thumbs up in the back.
He just gives a smile and says,
They hold out the jewel, the chain, puts it over you, and they say, Voka Nildrith, Grand Ringmaster of the Jewel of Marquette. I name you.
and like a wild he flushes like that's so cool.
And they go back to their throne and they sit down. I have a reward for you. A standard reward. Just so that. And he snaps his fingers, and Jimishaga comes out, pushing this basically trolley with a giant chest open, filled with coins. 20,000 gold pieces in gems and coins.
Your Excellency, if I may, even if in absentia, Wilvin was also part of our crew.
And
I think he deserves the honors as well.
I have a idea about that because I agree.
They motion to Orgoth.
I was going to talk about with the allegiance about this, but it would probably mean a lot more if you were behind it. In honor of Wilvin and everything that he did, and he was so important to getting us there. I think that the allegiance should open the Wilvin Grand Main College for Bards on their campus, where others who wish to study the bardic arts could do so and honor him in that way. And actually, I thought maybe there could be a pub there where students could work to earn money, and then also performers could be on stage and do that. And that maybe that could be called like the Favoured Brews or something. But anyway, I think that like that would be a fantastic way to honor Wilvin by having a place where his legacy could be remembered and inspire others, like he inspired us.
In memory, in memory of Wilvin Grandvain, Grand Maestro of song and drum. It shall be done. This I vow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jimishaga also has a chest with a lot of potions in it. There is 4 potions of superior healing, a potion of etherealness, a potion of invulnerability, a potion of diminution, a potion of fire giant strength, and also 20,000 in gold pieces in gems and coins. I have one last reward to give you for saving our city, for ridding the city of this curse of the Rudium. I know that you all, bar Voka, are not from here. But with these titles, I grant you citizenship in perpetua. But you will need a way to get back and forth. And I grant you an airship of your own to fly wherever it takes you.
Oh, you know Laphus is gonna crash this one as well.
I didn't crash the last one.
What is this about Laphus crashing on the airship?
Don't worry about it. We could use partial of the gold to hire a crew, maybe. One thing
you
though.
know, I'm very big about like public transit, so you know.
One thing though. Do you guys mind? She looks over at the rest of the group. Part of this money can go to the housing here that we have. And she looks over at Jamon and goes, I personally don't know how long I'm going to be hanging around. Would you mind if you got someone, and she very like gives Gimme Shaga just a smile, just like a oh you son of a bitch smile, and just says, just somebody, not Gimme Shaga, to help our living. Does this guy live in there?
She's living, I believe.
Yeah, just our live-in help. She's having a hard time even like getting a single chair. If we can hire some help for her, as well as
is not the house that we
it was
won
not furnished.
No.
Furnished.
If you don't remember, Gimme Shaga had someone shit in the bed. Basically, that there wasn't a bed there, but they
looks
they
over
left
on
at
the
Jimmy
floor.
Shaga.
On the floor.
Yeah, it was on the floor. No, it wasn't even on the floor. It was hiding because we couldn't even find it for a while.
No, the bidet was rigged to spit at someone.
Yeah, so we were hoping that everything gets furnished and all that stuff, and if you can make my room basically his room, and she hovers over at Alexian, so he has a place to stay.
It shall be done, but I am quite furious about these people won that team championship. They should be fully rewarded. Why should they be working? And Jimmy Shaga's like getting red-faced the entire time. That
if I remember correctly, it was quite a steaming pile of shit as well. Honestly, with the climate here, and I apologize for my words, but you know how these things get in the heat of summer.
Jimmy Shaga, you shall fully furnish their home, and you will see that Alexian is set up with everything that he needs. I shall talk to you after this. He's a calm fury. And Jimmy Shaga is like, yes, my lord. And just gives Laphus a nasty look and then leaves quickly.
He'll fist bump under the table, Laphus.
I apologize for... I shall get to the bottom of this. I was hoping that you could, for your airship, that you could name it before it launches. It is in the process of being quickly built. I wanted to get one to the specifications that you prefer, so that you can travel wherever you need to. Whenever you land on Karel, you shall be given enough broomstone to reach anywhere in Exandria that you need to go, any port.
It takes us a little while to name stuff, but we'll start working on it.
Before it launches, before you leave.
So we'll make a poll and we'll tell our Twitter followers to vote on it.
What is Twitter?
It's a thing about a bird.
Sometimes little birds tell us.
Alexian,
I guess,
laughs and says, and as the gem, like his jewel, is kind of, like time kind of freezes for a moment. And Jamon, they are frozen. The four of you are moving, but behind Alexian, you see these three images. People, made of stars. One in gold, one in silver, one in bronze.
Holy shit, it's a podium. We're at the Olympics.
Give me a second. And you hear kind of this voice, ethereal. We thank you for bringing this one back to us. You kind of hear all three voices talking at once with the same thing. The gold one looks at Laphus. What do you need? If you need anything, you can call upon my aid.
I'll call upon you when I need it.
Spellcasters are my domain. Your power is mine. Avandra, the silver one, actually no, the bronze one, says to Orgoth in North, how might I change your fates?
Do you know what I need?
What do you need?
Call upon you, you know it.
You merely need to speak my name. And as the gold one, Karelon, speaks up and says, that which you seek will soon be yours.
I think I'll just tuck the rose that I have behind, like in my braid, just like a bit like behind my ear.
Sehanine, the silver one, completely ignoring Laphus, reaches out to Voka. And as she starts to speak, Elixion, who's sort of semi-frozen, looks up because you see an image of a winged angel, beautiful woman standing behind Sehanine. And Elixion kind of reaches out. Perigi? And Voka. Sehanine takes more of a form, a solid form, looking childlike, almost like a dream. If you need my aid, young one, you shall find your past amongst your future. Call upon me and I shall send aid. And Perigi behind nods. And Elixion says, I miss you, to Perigi. And Perigi reaches out, a glimmering hand. And then suddenly the sparks just kind of float into the ceiling. And they all disappear, and time speeds up and catches up. And Jamon, shall we bring the others in?
I mean, you do understand why this had to be in private with how people from the Crystal Chateau can be sometimes, right?
There has been quite an upset at
I am aware.
Everything that was made from this rudium crystal, Jamon says, has now been destroyed and is gone.
I'm aware I had bit of a rudium farm on my arm at some point, yes.
Those who were cursed and infected by it, cured. This is why the extent of my thanks to you is vast. You have helped save the jewel. All of you.
In that case, I have one more thing.
Speak it, Orgoth.
So, there's something that I think I've learned, in all this is that, I have been, I've been very misguided in my beliefs as to who I am and my own self-importance. And I think some of that is there were external forces that took advantage of that weakness in me, and the rudium didn't help any of that either.
Those who were infected by the rudium suffered psychological damage in addition to the physical.
I don't think it's genuine to place all the blame on that. It would be easy, but I've done a lot of learning, and I have a lot more to do. But I realized that I never, I think, really followed Grump or Lolf, but I think their agents are taking advantage of the fact that I thought that, I don't know, maybe I was chosen for something greater, by something greater, and
he looks over at Laphus and North,
but people that I am close with and worked very hard to make sure that I understand that's not the case, and I see that it is. And I don't want my title back as champion, as an individual champion. Maggie is such an incredible and true and worthy holder of that honor, and North was so right to bestow that upon Maggie.
Oh, I fucking know it.
And my title, as a team champion, the Favoured Few, means more to me actually than any singular recognition could. But I would hope that through the actions that we have done in the Netherdeep and for the good of Ank'Harel, that I could have my name cleared in being a believer or a follower of the betrayer gods. Because I'm not.
I shall make a proclamation.
Stupid.
Did you believe that they wanted you? Did you believe that the betrayer gods, manipulative, all of them? Elixian kind of nods from personal experience.
I, because of my lack of knowing maybe who I really am, I came to convince myself that, yes, they had chosen me for some purpose, that I was some vessel for some greater powers, and
that greater power is yourself, Orgoth.
It was them, but I just know that it's not, and it took a lot to realize that.
You see a little unicorn hopping around in the background, sorry. They look at you and say, you will not go down in the annals of history in the Jewel as one who worshipped the betrayers. You're young, and the young can be manipulative and can make foolish decisions. But you've seen the error of your ways. You promised me this.
And he gratefully nods and says, but almost more to the people with him, especially North and Laphus, he says, I will be better. I've learned, and I'm grateful for the chance to prove that.
Then, if you can forgive yourself, so can the Jewel forgive you. You do know that usually that I throw worshippers of the betrayer gods in the oubliette, correct?
Yeah, I was told that. That was made very clear.
Do not do it again.
And with
No,
that being
no.
said, should we get everyone else in here and...
How much of what you told me I am thinking?
Oh, absolutely nothing about Elixir in here. Or as we're trying to call him, Alex.
Alex, I bestow upon you citizenship of Ank'Harel. If they ask, feel free to come up, and they will ask. Come up with any excuse you wish, and I will back you.
You could be North's, I don't know, long distant cousin twice removed.
Alex laughs. The doors open, and everybody comes back in. High Curator Jamil, James Kyron, Grizz, questions with them. Jimmy Shaga has sent in a second, like there's someone else. She is no longer there. It's a very tall, skinny, confused looking man. It's like, and kind of like looking at Jamon, like they're looking at them with big wide eyes, like, this has never happened before. I'm so happy. Oh my god, this is so happy.
He just
He's
got
an
a promotion.
He's
an intern.
He's an intern. I'm trembling. Oh my god. I'm with the big guy. I'm with the big person.
The CEO is here.
James Kyron immediately stands up and says, I do not know why we were forced to, we couldn't be here to find out what happened. Turns to all four of you. What happened below? Where did the rudium go?
Why do you address me on this tone?
Because you were there to find
This is
out.
not very becoming of you in front of the leader of your fine city.
I apologize. I apologize, sire. So he just kind of waves like, we need to know. And you see kind of Grizz disagreeing with him. And he says, James, we've talked about this. It was dangerous. It's like, excuse my compatriot here. He was convinced that any artifacts that we were pulled away from below would have remained behind once the portal had closed. And
you know the consequences of these artifacts existing?
You see Elixir getting kind of a little upset. Like, what are the consequences, James says.
I'll just remove like part of my coat and just like I've kept that arm like hidden the whole time.
Yeah.
But there's like gnarly scarring going down from the shoulder to the back of the hand. That was only what, a week of infection because of contact with rudium?
The question actually speaks up and said, I have done a survey of all of the churches. People have died because of this rudium. We should be glad that it is destroyed.
Crystals were digging into flesh. If they had reached vital organs, I wouldn't be here today to tell you about it.
Also, it was complete bullshit of the whole, oh, if you have enough willpower, you'll overcome it. No, that's not how it fucking works.
It comes for you one moment after another, and it just becomes worse and worse and worse until you can't do anything about it, and then it kills you. And if it doesn't kill you physically, the despair that comes with it does.
Jamil.
So calm your tits, Chiron. That
Jamil.
thing is gone for the good of everyone.
Jamil stands up and says, not only that, but the underworld which fought over this supposedly rare mineral have nothing to fight over anymore. They have no reason to war.
They'll find another one soon enough.
Yeah, they'll just won't have this deadly stuff, and innocent people won't be as targeted.
Caught in the crossfire. And Jamon looks over at Voka when Jamil says that.
And like he's been like kind of like adamantly listening and being like nodding a lot, and he just kind of like his mouth opens like a little like yeah, but it really sucks. I mean, when my parents were infected, I mean, it wasn't just my parents, it was a lot of people in the street. So this is gone for the good of everyone.
James stands up and says, all of our research, all of our gone. And Elixion stands up and says, it is finished. And he has like kind of this booming kind of like, you don't know where it comes from, but it's like, it kind of fills the room with his quiet voice. And it just, James sits back down. Then looks over at all of you and says, who is this again?
It's my cousin twice removed.
Yeah.
From my dad's side.
Jamon says, this is true.
Canon.
Gonna have to inform my dad.
Canon.
Is there anything that the Cobalt Soul and the Legions of Allsight wish to ask the Favoured Few?
I mean, I'd like an apology from James Chiron for his absolutely abysmal tone that he took with us regarding research that would have been damaging for the whole of the population here.
Jamon looks at him and says, well, I apologize for the aggressive nature.
This doesn't sound sincere.
Jamon looks and says, well...
I can imagine he would be like, I'm sorry you felt that way.
That's not even a real like fucking apology, man.
James Chiron, big breath, lets it out. I too am in agreement that, and it is the position of, looking at Jamon, position of the Legions of Allsight, that it is a good thing that the Favoured Few rid Ank'Harel of this rudium. and I apologize for my anger in my scientific curiosity as to the nature of this. I wanted to know more. I'm sorry I let it get to my head.
Headmaster of the Creatures, you should be given more responsibility. Take a bit of your colleagues' prestige, if you will. You deserve it.
I think I deserve it, Grizz
You
says.
deserve it. You've been on the good side of science for a long time.
North, make a persuasion roll.
Hold on, I'm gonna do it real dice.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's just an 11 total. I think I'm overextending over there a bit.
I shall have.
But if there is
I shall have a
election-
meeting. I am on the board of trustees. This is Jamon saying this. They say I am on the board of trustees for the Crystal Chateau. And what I say goes. We shall have words.
Maybe Grizz could oversee the Wilven Grandmain College of Bards project. We trust him.
What is this? James says. The
Nanya.
Wilven Grandmain College for Bards. And Alexian says, yes, a music school.
And I 1000% believe that he feels like music is like the lowest form of like magic.
Mm-hmm.
Look, all I'll say is humanities before becoming whatever you guys call it, higher education and all, also included the arts. So I believe that it is of utmost importance that we include this kind of view of the world in higher education.
I shall fund the college, Jamon says. It is done.
I don't think we really have anything else to say.
I also like social sciences, honestly.
Jamon says, thank you for coming to this talk. And if there is something you need before you need to leave the city, please attend. And I shall, whatever I can do, the Hand of Ord and Saw Ord will grant it. Thank you for saving the city.
And thank you to the High Curator and the Cobalt Soul of Ank'Harel for doing their due diligence.
Jamil bows. I only wish that we could have provided more help.
Oh, you started a good job. You can keep doing it. It's not because Iridium disappeared that we have to stop the research into its consequences on the lives of people here.
Oh,
Let it be a cautionary tale.
North Star Maedrick.
Yes.
There's something I wish to give you. And he takes the stole off of his robes.
Oh, fuck.
And comes over to you. And places it on your shoulders.
May I? Did you mind physical contact?
He just gives it to you.
Do you mind? I'm gonna give him the biggest fucking hug.
What do they call the Cobalt Soul locations around Exandria?
Archives.
Yeah. You're welcome. It is good to welcome you within to our membership. For real this time.
How long did that take?
Just a few letters back and forth.
Still, snail mail.
You are welcome at any archive across Exandria.
I'm gonna go parade it in front of your front desk guy.
He laughs and sits back down. Does anybody have any final words?
No, I think it's time to go.
We are adjourned. Good luck in your journeys, Favoured Few, Jamon says. And he stands. And the intern nervously...
Everyone stands.
opens the door, nervously opens the door. And Jamon files out.
Well, Laphus looks over at the trolley and just goes, "Anyone want to carry that?"
4 hand
Let's
of
put
Ord
that in
men-
Orgoth's hole.
Yeah, 4 hand of Ord opened the outer doors, and they come out, and they actually overheard that and said, "We can carry that for you wherever you wish."
How big is it, Ron? It's gotta be massive,
It's
right?
pretty
It could have
massive.
jewels, I guess.
Yeah, it's pretty massive. Yeah.
Let's just
Can I test it? I just want to see how my
Please.
18 does.
Make a
against it.
strength
Is it
check,
like-
just a strength check.
Alrighty. That I can do. I rolled a 23.
It's heavy, but you can manage it.
In the
Let's-
hole.
I'll go.
In
like,
the
okay,
hole.
Yeah, hang on a second. Let me get out my hole.
And Orgoth reaches in and pulls out the portable hole and. puts
When
it
you
on
say
down
"get
and-
out my hole," you see
of course.
Question at the doorway with Jamil kind of look back at you quizzically.
Right, and then he pulls out the portable hole. I'm thinking like, and he puts it down, and he's like, and he'll go down, he'll jump down into it, and he's like, okay, yeah, hand it down, and then he'll,
Yeah,
carefully
hand of Ord
muscle
kind
it
of carry it down.
yeah, and then he'll climb back out and take it up, secure it back, and he's like,
Okay, there we go. Easy for everybody.
You see a Question put her hand, kind of pat Jamil's hand, and comes over to you, Orgoth.
shit, okay.
Well,
Okay.
shit,
Let's just leave. Let's just go. Let's just.
well, yeah. Well, as soon as Laphus sees that, she's just gonna make this is fucking gross, and just walks out.
I'm gonna go have a discussion with my new boss, apparently.
Voka, who lingers and can't find an excuse to leave, just says, "I have something to do in that corridor right over there."
Just grab Voka by the hand and drag.
See?
Question comes over and says, "It's I was hoping to get to hear what you did down there, but it's good to see you smile."
There's a lot that happened, and a lot of a lot of mistakes.
A lot of mistakes,
And-
yes. But
And I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't have the right words to convey how sorry I am. But you deserve the best of everything, and I just hope that somewhere in all of that there's at least a good memory.
with any relationship that ends, there's always good memories along with the bad. It hurt, Orgoth. And I hate to see you hurting.
I
Go ahead.
got really good at hurting people. And I thought that was what I had to do, and then that spilled into hurting people I didn't mean to hurt.
Well,
And now I
stop
got-
it.
Yeah, that's what I have to do, and just saying it doesn't mean anything. I have to prove it.
Good luck, Orgoth Skullcrusher. And she leans over and gives you, like tippy toes, gives you a kiss
Right.
on the cheek.
And he doesn't try to embrace her or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And he just says,
Thank you, Quizzle.
She laughs. Kind of waves, awkward wave. Walks out. Jamil, you kind of see Jamil kind of not give like the, like, this is my girl around the shoulder, but sort of like a comforting
yeah.
hug kind of thing.
He even Orgoth gets it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they
Does
leave.
it mean that I'm gonna need to get like actual papers for North Star Maedrick now?
Probably
Jam-
the
Just
case.
standing next to Jimmy, like, oh shit.
Jamil actually like reaches into his robes and gives you official paperwork and walks away.
I have two identities for real now. You guys, we can fuck the system for real now.
The nervous intern comes over and says, apparently I've just been discovered that my former boss Jimmy Shaga had put in word with the unions around town to not work on your house, and so we are fixing that right now. So there should be lots of people coming to your house to fix things. I want to apologize on behalf of the crown, on behalf of the jewel.
Can you just send a messenger to the house because there's someone who is working there at the moment?
Yes, I'll get word to them immediately.
Thank you.
I am sorry for she just wanted to let you
Her-
know Jimmy
Her
Shaga.
actions do not reflect on you.
Thank you. She will not be engaged with any sort of housing in the city, and has been banned from talking to you ever again.
Oh, that's one good thing out of today.
Too bad we're kind of planning on going other places.
And as North is saying that Laphus is gonna go, where are we gonna go now? I mean, I know we all have our own things, right?
My first stop is a dash. I have to meet people there and then get the whole ball rolling again. Get someone to look around if there's any cops listening.
You're just in
You
the
know.
hallway outside of the chamber. You never moved, so everybody's
Oh,
going.
I thought we
We're
were
over?
walking and talking.
Well,
after
you know,
Orgoth.
nobody ever said, so yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna start now.
Just walk and
Okay.
talk.
Yeah, this is what Orgoth is in the middle of his thing with the question.
Right. Yeah. I think
You-
he walks over at this point and you're like, where are we gonna go next? And Orgoth's like,
Yeah, can we go? Can we go now?
I mean,
I'd
that's
really
what-
like to
that's
go
what-
now.
Yeah, I mean, we've been walking this whole time.
Yeah.
Wait,
I'll
Unless
take
you
off
want to
my
go
Orgoth
somewhere
is-
specific.
No.
Where are we going? There's
Uh,
gonna be a bunch of people at the house, though.
Oh, we
Yeah.
can just find a small place to just linger around.
Just fucking same old cool flame.
Should we go?
Yeah.
Should we like have one last like cool flame like meeting for the old time's sakes? And
Is
sake
Yeah.
it
of
gonna
just,
be
like,
the
Mira
last
and-
one, though?
We
Well,
don't
if we're
know.
gonna- We don't.
At least for a while, but regardless,
Yeah.
we need to figure out where we're all gonna eventually spread out.
I said I would. I mean, it hasn't changed. I'm going to help all of you. Whatever you need. I owe you that.
You don't
Looks
know
like
us
you've
anything.
You've hit the 17 and you're a brand new man. You've been through really dark place, but you came out of it.
I'm trying. I want to.
Well, I mean,
I wouldn't have without all of you.
healing is not linear, Goth. Some days are going to be good, some days are going to be bad. But let's just hope that the good days outweigh the bad from this point on.
Whatever any of you need, I'm here for it.
What?
Let's just hit the cool flame, I guess, and figure that out.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go bother Spike.
And we will head over to the cool flame.
And you're at the cool flame.
Yeah, like Voka like lags behind the entire time. He's pretty deep in things.
Oh
like,
shit,
he's
Voka,
running-
your sister.
He's like running his like thumb over like his like little jewel medallion thing. And he just pushes that to the back of his mind and just shakes his head and pushes forward with you all.
And when we reach the cool flame, obviously, I don't know how they are gonna act, but Laphus is just gonna go to the normal table that they've always usually just.
If there's
Fine.
someone there, we're gonna make them move.
Yeah. There's like 4 halflings. One that looks like kind of like a necromancer, one that looks like a thief, one that looks like a fighter, and one that looks like a satyr. But
Fuck are you doing here?
we this is our table, right?
What are you, the chosen not many?
I guess so. Yes, that's our name. Yes, and they leave. So.
Fuck off.
The satyr follows a god called the Normal Father into the West, as opposed to the Wild Mother.
Oh, fucking cosplayers, I tell you.
Oh no, are we gonna be these?
I feel like there's gonna be a play about us, and I don't want.
Oh, I hate that. I hate that so much.
Imagine the play from Avatar, like the
Yeah.
like,
Oh
yeah.
god.
The Ember Island play.
Yeah, the Ember Island, but it's us and everybody.
Your scar
like-
is on the wrong side.
Anyways,
You're all at the cool flame at your table.
for some reason, Wilvin's a Goliath.
I don't know why I say Goliath.
It's the top thing where he screams and you say, "There, got a good look at you."
Anyways, so what is the plan now? We've got an airship. We can easily go back to, I mean, north. You're going to, was it Ash?
Zadash, meet up with my husband that I haven't seen in years.
You're married?
I'm married. Why is that so surprising?
I just didn't expect it.
We're in an open kind of deal. And it's been like that for many, many, many years. It's just that we ran into some problems with the fuzz. And we had to make sure that, well, they were looking for a pair, so we split up.
Okay.
But yeah, and then Operation Jailbreak.
For your dad, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And Laphus, you need to go back to your lands.
Yeah, we need to kill a guy. Very loudly in the bar.
Yeah. Record scratch. Spike's like, I didn't hear nothing.
I just need to make sure that, more so than anything, make sure that some people are safe overall.
we got to get. You
Yeah.
got. There's a last thing, right? And the guy, and we're here for that.
Well, I'm not holding anybody accountable if at some point they
There's
have to
also
leave.
there's also the case of Voka's sister and Wilvin's not dragon.
We don't know what
Yeah.
happened with Wilvin. We don't know if the dragon took him into the afterlife.
He could very well be alive for all we know.
Well,
But we don't
when we
know.
were in the Netherdeep, I talked to him.
You did. Are you sure
Yeah.
it was him?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I mean he said Wilveny stuff.
Yeah,
But I'm
Hate
pretty
leave.
sure.
hate leaving a book unfinished, you know?
I'm pretty sure that the dragon seems to like to mess with us a lot.
He's obsessed, I'm telling you. He's got a shrine in his basement, and he does
Yeah.
weird things to it every morning.
I'd rather not think about that.
Uh,
It's a shrine made of bubble gum.
Exactly.
if it's anything to you, I do want that thing dead. If we are all under agreement for that, yes. You like points.
I
Oh, yeah,
mean,
dragon
on one
guy?
side there's revenge, and then there's your sister. Whatever the fuck is wrong with your sister right now, I don't know.
Well, I figured the only way to solve that is to makes like the cutting motion across his neck.
Yep.
Didn't hear anything.
Hey,
would
Spike,
you-
could you go in the back and maybe you and Para could whip up some spaghetti and pork chops?
Yeah, spaghetti and pork
We'll-
chops.
we'll
You got
keep
it.
an eye. We'll keep an eye on the bar, because I'm assuming there's no one else in here. And if
It's
there
like-
are,
it's
I will
like-
shoo them the f
What?
out.
11 in the morning?
It's morning.
Yeah.
There's not really that many people.
I kind of just wanna, like, I know we had a party with them yesterday, but I wanna know what the Keen Eyes are gonna be up to. I can't just, like, Irish goodbye with them. I've kind of been a part of why this all started.
Sort of, but I could easily just move on.
I can't.
It's not like we can really take them with us.
No, I know. I just wanna, like, you know, have a last pulse check, maybe. I don't know.
I mean, I'm sure you'll run into them again.
We're moving continents. I'm not sure this is going to be. I need to say bye to my whatever soul sister, or I always said I was her new sister, so you know.
Yeah, I mean, we've probably all got threads to wrap up before we go wherever is next.
No, not really for me.
Well,
I wish I could live as no strings attached as you do. Well, don't.
It's very
Voka,
easy.
suddenly there's a message in your head and says, this is sorry, this is Kesney. I was stopping by to check on your sister this morning, and there is a dragon-headed man here right now. And that's where we're going to stop for.
Voka doesn't like Voka's like hands are like clenching.
Into the table.
Like wide-eyed, yeah, it's just like nails.
And that's where we're going to stop for the day.
That's not how you talk about dragonborn people, Kesney.
Oh, great game. You got some rewards, some
Wow.
remunerations. So, remunerations. I still can say it. And you got an
That's
airship.
remunerated.
We got titles.
You got titles. You like those
Crazy.
titles?
Ron, those were amazing
Thank
titles. Those
you.
were so cool.
We got Jimmy Shaga almost hired, kind of.
She got
Yeah.
demoted. She's demoted. So
Oh
Yeah.
hell yeah!
she went and basically talked to all the unions and said, fuck them up. So, oh, anything else we need to talk about before we do wrap up?
I can only imagine Sky crying tears of joy.
Oh my
as
God,
there's
she is
people
so-
coming in to
It's a
help.
fucking hell.
Yeah, she was the one who got caught in the
Right.
middle of all of that nonsense. So
Right? She's there like furtively trying to put together another chair, and
I have to do it
suddenly,
all
like,
myself.
all these
What's going?
Teamsters show up. Like, it's all right. We got it for you from here on. It's okay. Here, put that down. In fact, you're not allowed to touch any more tools because now this is a union job.
Just sit down, relax, enjoy your nice glass of rosé.
She sits down on the chair that she just made and it falls apart.
Da-da-da-da-da-da. Bow. Well, let's go around, do a wrap up.
Hey everybody, this is Bill. You can find me on the socials at Bill Freakin' Roper. Thank you all for listening, for checking us out live here on Twitch. If you're catch us on the VODs over on YouTube, if you listen on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, or you have a direct line jacked into your neural port where you just pull it straight off of the hot internet streams. However you get us, thank you for listening and being a part of our amazing, fantastic community.
Everybody, this is Laphus, Mystic Weaver of the Stars and Night now.
Hell yeah.
Pleasure to meet you all. And yeah, just wanted to come and say thank you for always coming around, and check us out on the Discord. You could find me on Twitter at ffoxtrot14, and not the number 14, but the numeral number 14, you know, the XIV. And you know what? Tweet at me and let me know, what do you guys think is the better choice? Lemon tea, like lemon and like honey tea, or ginger?
Depends on your problem. Depends on what you want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like ginger and honey, because they're both delicious, but like
Ginger for digestion, lemon for sore throat.
mhm.
Mm-hmm.
But which one would taste better?
Yes.
Ooh.
I'm a big ginger fan.
I love ginger tea, but I had way too much at some point. Which is like, anyways.
No more. Hi, I'm Mira.
Hi, I'm Jaime.
I had the wrong fucking order. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. Hi, this is Jaime. I'm playing Northy Legend Rollclock. You can find me on Twitter, Tumblr, Blue Sky, at Sleepclad Vicar, and you can also find us on Patreon. You like what you hear, you like what you see, you know, you can get some of that hard-earned moolah in the collection plate every month. We got 3 tiers, and these give you one extra entry in our giveaways. You give you also early access to the podcasts with an S, because there's 2. This one and the Severed Sons podcast with the Icewind Dale campaign that has also been like running for a long time now. How many episodes is that?
Well, and Sons is at 80. I think we've recorded the 91, I think.
80 or 90 something.
Yeah.
That's a lot of content for you to enjoy. So and we got also fun little stuff, like if you're interested in Wilvan's story and some dragon stuff that we've been talking about, there's a short story on Patreon that you can get a little glance at, if you dare. No, I'm done.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Hi, I'm Mira. I'm playing Voka. You can find me at Cute Mangoes most places. And my thing and my spiel for the week is that, did you know at the Runcible Spoon in Bloomington, Indiana, you can eat like a king for only $20?
No.
I'm talking pot of tea with a dessert, eggs and toast, and a creme brulee. It's not relevant. I just thought I should bring it up.
It's always relevant, girl.
Right? I'm the king above kings. That's all I have to say. Bye.
And my name is Ron Murphy. You can find me on Twitter at Ron88Keys, Twitter Blue Sky at Ron88Keys, RBDM. Please follow us on Twitter, Blue Sky, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Spotify, here on Twitch at Server Studios. You can find the Server Sons Rhyme and the Frostmaiden podcast on any podcasting platform. Share with all your friends. Thank you to Wizards of the Coast, Game Critical Role, and our listeners and our fans. Keep on rolling, everyone. Bye, y'all.
Goodbye.
Bye.